welcome everybody back to the Dang Right podcast with Coach Nally. I'm your host, Coach Nally. In the studio today, we have Coach Nick Gonzalez, but as always, we have Trevor Van Dam back there running things with Max. I want to thank Mr. Kramen and his students for putting this podcast together, and just what an amazing opportunity, right, Coach Gonzalez? Look at this. It's crazy, right?
Yeah,
It's
no
insane.
doubt, man.
You
Excited
know,
to be here.
Melissa doesn't disappoint. Okay, so first question. Okay, first off, do you know who Jean-Claude Van Damme is?
Guy there.
Unflipping. That's not Jean-Claude Van Damme. That's Trevor Van Dam, bro.
Dude, I
So
know
you have
Van
no
Damme.
idea who Jean-Claude Van Damme is?
No.
Okay, dude, come on, bro. Okay, listen to me. This weekend, okay, do some homework. Jean Van Damme. Okay,
Alright.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. We'll talk about it on Monday. It's like a pop quiz.
Let's do it.
All right. First question. Let's hear the journey, the tale, the life story of Nicky Gonzalez.
Dang right. Yeah, so like Coach Nally said, name's Nick Gonzalez. I grew up in the Woodlands, Texas, right outside of Houston on the north side. Grew up there, went to high school at Oak Ridge High School where I was blessed with the opportunity to play football for Coach Derek Rush. He's an East Texas guy.
Yeah, yeah.
From there,
Cujo,
Mhm.
Tyler Lee, or
Oh yeah,
John Tyler,
yeah,
John Tyler.
absolutely, man. Great guy, great coach. And so from there, was blessed with the opportunity to go play college football at Midwestern State University.
I see you repping today.
Yep, yeah, it's Wednesday. It's college day on campus.
What do you like? What's the sign for Midwestern State? Like, this is
right here, dude. Horses, baby.
horses. All right.
Yeah, Mustangs.
Mustangs. All right. Here
Yeah,
we go.
and so was blessed to play there from 2015 to 2021. I fell right in that. My senior year was right during COVID. So I was blessed to get my undergrad in sport and leisure studies, my master's in sports administration. Met my beautiful wife, Jordan, there.
Dang right. Good
Uh,
plug, by the way, dude. That a
mhm.
kid.
Met my beautiful wife there.
And saying it again, that's even better. That a boy.
Got to. I'm sure she's going to listen to this. So graduated 2021. Started my coaching career right there in Owl Park, Texas, for Coach Michael Swinson, another great guy. Learned a lot from him.
Dang right.
And then was blessed for the opportunity to move to Melissa. So just finished up my third year coaching, going into my fourth year. And I also have a 2-year-old son, Roland, who is awesome, man. Freaking awesome.
Yeah,
Enjoy every day with that kid.
Roland is a splitting image of his daddy. So okay. We have a new segment on the podcast. This week, it's sponsored by Hamilton Express, owned and operated by Tyler Hamilton. It's a clothing industry that he has, where each person that if you buy something from him, he will donate clothing overseas for people who need it. Hamilton Express, where comfort is style. Okay, so are you willing to participate in this new segment, Nicky Gonzalez?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's springtime. All right. So in the spring brings better weather, which we have terrible weather today, but
Mhm.
better weather and whatnot. But it also brings around baseball season. Okay. So apparently you believe that you could swing a baseball bat.
No doubt. It's
Yeah.
like riding a bike, man.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
don't
All
forget
right.
it.
All right. Here we go. So let's talk about, Coach Phelps was a Division I pitcher.
Mhm.
And let's talk about you hitting off of Coach Phelps. Like you believe he could go up there and it doesn't matter 1, 2, 3, you're smashing the baseball. So let's hear about that.
Yeah, so that started over the summer. Started kind of talking mess to each other, and I first off, let me put this: my baseball background is very limited. I quit baseball going into high school, so I mean
Dang right.
it's been years.
So Phelpsy is that bad.
No, I don't want to say Phelps is that bad. Phelps is 10, 12 years out of playing baseball.
I got you.
And he's out of shape, man. Like I know he just can't wheel and deal no more. I know he can't pitch no more.
So I mean, you do understand, like, the one thing that I feel like I'm good at is stirring the pot and getting things going. So,
Yeah.
bro, challenge is going to happen.
No doubt.
Okay, so I mean, it's going to be the Phelps Gonzalez hit-a-thon, whatever we're going to call it,
Mhm.
and this is going to have to go down.
Yep.
And then we're going to have to put it on the podcast. We're going to film it Trevor, is that okay if we film that and then we can put it on the podcast, Trev? Okay. Is that
That's up to Max.
that's Max? Okay,
He said he'll
so
do it.
Max, is that good, Max? We can pull that off? Awesome. So that's done deal.
All right, we can do that today. We can do that today.
But we're gonna figure it out and we're gonna get it done. So, okay, so let's talk about this too. This is a two-parter of the Hamilton Express segment here. Okay. Let's talk about the skater boy known as Nicky G.
Dang right.
Let's hear about it.
Yeah. So growing up, like I said, in the Woodlands, Texas, man, that was just something we did. I mean, like born in 1997, kind of started skateboarding in the early 2000s, 2004, 2005. Man, from like second grade all the way up into eighth grade, that's just what we did, man. We rode bikes and we skateboarded. Like every one of my friends and every kid I knew had a skateboard and had a bike. There was 2 skate parks within a couple miles from the house, man. So summers, like that's what we would do. We'd get up at 7, 8 a.m. and go to the skate park. And that's something I
And
enjoyed.
just shred.
And just shred, man. I'm talking dropping in 6-foot bowls, hitting varial kick flips, the whole 9 yards, man. Used to do it hard.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dang right, bro.
And honestly, I can say I think it pays towards my athletic ability. Like I think it made me a better football player when I became a young man, a young adult, made me more athletic.
So like what is, first off, let's talk about that real quick. Like who's your favorite skateboarder of all time?
Oh, dude, I'm gonna have to think. Man, I know I'm trying to remember his name. I don't want to say something like generic.
Like Tony Hawk? I mean,
I mean,
he is probably
exactly.
the GOAT.
He is, no doubt.
Yeah, he's
First
the
person
Michael
hit a
Jordan.
900. Yeah.
Dude, of skateboarding. Rob Deerdick?
Rob Deerdeck's a good one. He's a good one. Oh man, what's his name? Oh my God, he's like the same age as Tony Hawk. There's a documentary about him on Amazon Prime. Everything, I've watched it. I'm
So
trying.
you're not a true fan. It's okay.
I mean,
okay.
man, I
Just not a
wasn't
true
like
fan.
that, where like it's how I am like for football. Like I didn't love it like that, but
Still, you threw out some like,
Yeah.
some
I mean, there's Ryan
PhD
Sheckler.
terms.
Like there's some good skateboarders out there.
I got you. So what's the using a skater boy language here? What's your most gnarliest? Is that a word? Gnarliest rad. What's the raddest trick you've ever pulled off?
Okay, man, there is quite a few.
Oh, dude, dang right,
Well, like, man, dude, nothing crazy. I mean, obviously, I remember the first time I landed a varial kickflip. Could never do a 360. That's hard to do. Never did that. We have, and I could pull it up on the internet and show you. There's a Chase Bank like 2 miles from my house, and it has a 4-stair. It's 4 stairs, but the stairs are probably 3.5 foot long each, and like it was called the Chase 4-stair. It's what we called it. And like that was a known thing around the Woodlands for skaters, man. If you could hit that, if you could ollie that and land it,
You were legit.
it was legit. Now, obviously, there's some guys out there who were hitting, kick flips and pop shove-its off that thing and some crazy stuff. But I mean, just being able to ollie that and stick it, man, was legit. And it took me years. I mean, because it's a bank, it's a public place. So, man, when you'd get there, you'd get about 10 minutes before security would come get you out of there.
Max, if we have film of that, can we get that on the internet as well on the podcast? 100%.
And I did that. I landed that.
So do you have some film of that so we can get it on there?
Dude, if MySpace was a thing, I got some vids on there, man.
Okay, so we need a skateboard, Max, just to make him do it now. You know what I'm saying?
If you had a skateboard right now, I'd do a pop shove it and land it on the podcast right now, like on right here. On the ground.
So Max, what we'll do is we're gonna get a skateboard and he's gonna do that tricky. What was it?
Pop shove it, dude.
Pop
You
shove
don't know what a
it.
pop shove it is, man? Come
Dude,
on.
I'm an old man, bro. Okay.
It's just a nice little.
No, heck
just
no,
flip the
man.
board around.
Okay. If you had to be trapped in a TV show for a month, cartoon included, which would it be and why?
A TV show for a month.
Yeah, dude, you're in there for a month, bro. Can't get out. It's you.
I'm gonna go with the classic Friday Night Lights TV show for a month, man.
For a month.
Back in school, playing ball.
That's a good one, dude.
It's a good one.
I mean, that's dang, man. I wanted to make fun of you, but that's a pretty good one.
I mean, what do you want me to say? Are you Family Guy or something?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just thinking that's a good one, man.
Yeah.
Golly, dude. Like my mind was going into. I mean, I've got my kids are spaced out, so I got an 18-year-old, 16-year-old, and a 10-year-old. So like when my 10-year-old watches TV, it's oh my gosh, Studio C and like Kick Buttowski. You ever watch Kick Buttowski? You got a little boy. You're fixing to watch some Kick Buttowski.
All right.
It's a cartoon. But dude, I mean, I think that's pretty cool. Like, but I can go back in the day, like, uh, Cheers was a good show. You don't even know. You never heard of Cheers, have
Uh-uh.
you? Golly.
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right. Let's get to a little bit of football here, man. What is your how do you manage the stress that comes with the job?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, like you said, it is a stressful gig, but one of the main things I kind of always set to myself, and my wife can back me up on this, dude, is I try to never take work home
Right.
ever. I will stay up here all day. I'll work Saturdays, Sundays, but when I leave, man, like I don't. Sometimes I don't even take my laptop home. Like I won't take anything home. I'll just take myself home
Dang right.
because when I step out of the office, man,
Yeah.
I'm now Nick Gonzalez, not Coach Gonzalez. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right. I'll tell you what I'm doing is I'm getting older, man, and I'm trying to find hobbies to do. I mean, I'm, 10 years, under 10, 8 years, I can retire. So I'm trying to figure out hobbies that I can do when I do retire. So I picked up playing the guitar. Max, it's the hardest thing in the history. You lied to me, Max. The hardest thing to do in the history of anything is play the guitar. So I got with Max Beechard, who is here, and he's going to teach me how to play the drums. Um, but if I tell you this next thing, are you going to make fun of me, dude?
Potentially.
Okay. I got into God, I can't believe I'm fixing to say this. Guarding, how do you say it? Gardening?
Gardening?
Gardening. But listen to me, not flowers. We're not planting flowers. Okay. We're doing like vegetables,
Yeah.
okay, and stuff like that. So I just planted my first garden um over spring break in tomatoes, jalapenos, strawberries, watermelon. So I'm kind of pumped. But yeah, man, it does make me an old man now I say it out loud. Like I was really pumped telling my wife about it, but now I'm talking about it. Man, it I don't feel like it's cool or it's even, I shouldn't have brought it up. You know,
Hey man, my uncle does it, so
that doesn't make me feel any better. You're
no.
what, almost 30 and you're talking about your uncle doing it?
Yeah, he's 60.
Thanks, bro. Thanks, dude. Thanks, man.
Hey,
Thanks.
dude, but it's cool though, man. He started, especially if you can get it to stay alive, and
My,
take
my,
care of it, and like start
yeah,
getting stuff out of
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I mean, man.
Well, man, my family grew like potatoes when I was a kid, and my father-in-law grows all kinds of stuff. So it's just something I've done forever. I've dug potatoes, and when I was a little boy, blah 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 blah. So, all right, man. If you could add one absurd rule to any sport, what would it be? Any rule, absurd. It can't be like you get an extra down in football. It's got to be absurd.
Absurd.
Do you would like for me to go first?
I think I kind of got one.
Okay, let's hear it.
In any sport,
Any sport.
dribbling in basketball should be an option.
You should just be able to run. Is it because you can't dribble?
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you mine is man, my brother is really really good at golf. I mean, like unbelievable at golf, and I really like golf, but I've never been as good as he is.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it would be tackling in golf. I think you should be allowed to tackle. Only you can't like just like a guy's walking and tackling him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's can only be like about to tee off or about to chip or putt or whatever the case may be. Um, and it sounds better if he's just putting. Like if he's on the putting green, you can tackle him. But it's got to be in the swing, and that's just because of my frustration. Because I'm not as good as my brother at that.
That is funny. I saw something the other day on social media, and it was a good one. Um, Making reverse mulligans, where if you're playing against somebody and they have a really good shot, you can make them do it again. Say, hey, you got to hit that shot again.
Oh, dang right.
Yeah, I saw that. I
Dang
saw that
right.
on Twitter. It was a good one.
All right, man. What is one thing that you wish parents and fans understood more about being a football coach or a coach in general? But football coach. Let's go.
Yeah, that we love their kids and that we have their best intention always. We have the best intention for their kids always. I
Yeah.
just got done telling the group this yesterday is that whatever comes out of our mouths as coaches, we are always thinking of the best interest for that kid. And sometimes I think that might be kind of hard for a parent to understand
Right.
things like that. But I mean, why? why would anyone question the love we have for kids is the job we do. I mean, we spend 12, 15, 18 hours up here sometimes. And like I just said, I have a 2-year-old son at home,
Right.
but I could go home at 4 o'clock and hang out with him all night. But
Right.
no, I'm going to hang out with the
Right.
team up here.
Absolutely. I'm sitting here, I was thinking about it actually today, just about like my journey. Why am I sitting where I'm sitting? And every coach has the same thing, like a coach inspired them to be this. But like, my wife was on this podcast last year, and we had talked about us in high school. And dude, I wasn't a good student. I wasn't a great kid. You know what I mean? And a coach didn't grab me up and like get me in line or whatever the case
Yeah.
may be. A coach just grabbed me up and showed me love. You know what I mean? When you're going through this turbulent part of your life as a kid, you know what I mean? And to have somebody else there to help you. Um, is the reason why, and shout out to Coach Franks, is the reason why I'm sitting where I'm sitting at now is because he had um, the patience to and the care to grab me and care about me. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So, um, but yeah. All right, man. If you could swap lives with a cartoon character for a whole day, who would it be? You have to live their life too.
God,
Yeah, dude.
I'm trying to just think like the
You know
last
what?
cartoon I
I can
watched.
see you being have you ever seen Pinky and the Brain?
No.
Okay, it's about two mice. One mouse is like this he's a genius. He's trying to take over the world. And then you have Pinky who's just trying to love life,
Mhm.
okay? And they're partners. Now I'm not going to lie, Pinky is not as smart as the brain, okay? You remind me a little bit of Pinky.
Dude, I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to think, man. I don't know.
What cartoons did you grow up watching? I'm
Okay.
just
Okay.
curious.
Let's do that.
You're a young kid. Like,
Yeah, man.
what did you grow up? Because I grew up watching He-Man and GI Joe. I'm talking about the real American. My blood is red, white, and blue. You got me?
Yeah.
Thundercats. Thundercats. You understand what I'm saying?
Dude,
I grew up watching that. Please tell me you grew up watching Mickey Mouse Clubhouse or something like that.
I'm
Oh my gosh, you did.
no, no, absolutely not. Man, dude, like I would say, I'm just like some off the top of my head. Ed, Ed, and Eddie. That was a
Okay.
funny one growing up.
Never heard of it.
Ed, Ed,
I
and
mean, I've
Eddie.
heard of it, but I never
Yeah.
watched it.
Dude, like Drake and Josh. That was around when I was a kid.
Is that a cartoon though?
It's
No.
not. It's not. Okay, cartoons. Courage the Cowardly Dog. That's it. Dragon
Dude.
Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z was a big one. Dragon Ball Z was a big one. We watched that hard growing up. And then don't hate on me for this. Don't hate on me for this. But probably for like 2 or 3 years, man, when I was like 7 to 9 years old, Pokemon, dude. We'd watch Pokemon.
Oh my gosh.
We'd watch Pokemon.
Listen to me. You know how I would know that my cartoons could beat up your cartoons? Okay. There's a lot of reasons. First off, you just whatever. But at the end of my cartoons, they taught you something. They would give you a math problem. Yeah. They would give you a math problem. Or they would give you like a science question. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Go back in the day, Silverhawks. It's a great one. Silverhawks. It's a great cartoon.
Time out, dude. I am not going to school for 8 hours a day, coming home and putting on a
Yeah.
cartoon to answer a math problem, dude.
Dude, but it's
That's like the
He-Man.
opposite of what
It's
I want to
He-Man
do.
asking you, or it's Lino. Lino's that you don't even know who Lino is, are you?
Also, let me throw this out there too.
Disappointed.
Grew up with two
Disappointed.
older brothers, man. I was not in charge of the remote. Never once was I in charge of the remote.
All right, man. So we talk about going back to football, talking about EDDs, which is a football term for everyday drills. Let's go through your everyday drills, okay? For an offensive line coach, what does an offensive lineman need to do every single day to get ready and prepped for a game week?
Yeah, absolutely. So for me, everyday drills is obviously going to be, I call it boards. It doesn't have to be on boards. It can be on anything. It's just footwork, man. Like it takes 5 minutes. Let's hit all the possible footworks that you can do and throughout the entire game plan. You know what I mean? All those footworks take 5 minutes, rapid fire. Let's get through that. Another one for me is the Crowther sled. That's a big one. Teaching to place all the double teams, all those things, zone and gap. So that's great as well. Just constantly working those things, man. And then another one for pass protections is single leg starts, man. Just right there, 5 minutes before practice starts, pre-practice, get out there, hit some single leg starts. Let's get rolling. Those are 3 drills right there that are going to be carried on a weekly basis. Really, almost on a daily basis, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Okay, so what about the left knee high drive drill? What's that about?
Yeah. So left knee high drive is just an old running joke between me and some of my college buddies. Is what my offensive line coach in college would call the. Let me think here. It would be the uncovered guy on the deuce combo. So that would be, so let's say we're running any kind of gap scheme to the left. It would be the left, and we have an over front. It'd be the left guard. He's working a left knee high drive. All it is, you're just picking your inside foot up, getting vertical with your outside foot.
Dang
Just
right.
like that. You got left
Dang
knee
right.
high drive.
Dang right. Dang right. What is your coaching philosophy and how do you implement it on a day-to-day basis? Dang right.
Oh man,
I
yeah,
can
so some
see it.
good
I can see it
questions.
going now.
Yeah, no doubt.
Can see it going. And just to prep the listeners, I have gotten away from giving the or the guest the questions beforehand, and this is the reaction that I love when I ask questions like this. So go ahead, Nikki.
All right. Man, I think that my coaching philosophy, that's a deep question, man.
Yeah, dude, it
That's
is,
a
man.
very
It
deep
is.
question.
It's a good one just because of the fact of like I'll give you mine. Mine is I'm gonna be the best version of myself daily, um, because kids deserve it. I'm gonna do everything I can to help promote the sport and promote coaches because kids deserve it. I'm going to do everything I possibly can to learn and grow within the sport because kids deserve it. I'm going to do everything I can to model myself and learn and grow within character development because kids deserve it. So that's mine. So,
Okay, mine's definitely a little shorter and sweeter than that.
yeah, heck yeah.
When I think of like philosophy, I think of just something real short and sweet, like just kind of just be where your feet are at, especially as an assistant coach.
Dang right, dude.
There's a lot of people out there who are always kind of thinking about the next gig
Yeah,
or
yeah.
things like that, man. Like I feel like as an assistant, you're missing out on so much information in front of you because you're thinking past it. Just be where your feet
Dude,
at every
dang
day.
right, bro. Dang right. I need to bring that up in the next coaches meeting. Um, what's the most memorable game you've coached in or played in? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, man, there's a couple of them, man. I'll kind of give like stages to
Yeah, let's hear
this.
it.
So high school, senior year, we're playing College Park,
Yeah,
rival game. We share a stadium with them. Sold out, 20,000 people. I have a picture on my phone, man.
dude.
I got a picture on my
But you
phone.
don't have any videos. I said vids. I'm a 20-year-old kid.
Yeah, dude.
Videos of you skating.
Now,
Dude. We're gonna go.
you got to realize this.
Max,
Hold on, dude.
can
Like,
we go to like the dark web and find MySpace? Is that a thing that we can do? And we're gonna look up Nick. Did Trevor say yes? No. Dang. We're
anyways,
finding these videos. But you're gonna do a Bustin' Philly kickflip,
dang right.
and we're gonna film it. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, man. Beat them 21-14. Had a game-winning pick to seal the game. It was an awesome game. Great, great memory. Fast forward to college, man. Best memory. This is probably the best game that I've ever been a part of as a player. Was we play A&M Commerce, who was the reigning conference champs the year before, in Choctaw Stadium, right there in
Yeah,
Arlington.
yeah.
Big stadium, all that. Super underdogs coming in. Their preseason ranking was conference champs. Ours was like 8th or 7th place. We're coming off a really rough year in 2019. And we go in there in the first half. We're getting whipped. It's like it's 23, I believe 23-3 at halftime. I mean, every last one of us at halftime had our freaking chin in our chest, man. We're just looking
Right,
down in
right,
the dumps.
right.
And I will never forget, my offensive line coach came in and said, "Well, guys, when nothing's working," he said, "we're just going to run inside zone." I remember him saying that. We're going to run inside zone. And then the opening, we get the ball, and our returner bobbles it, and he gets tackled on the 1 yard line. I mean,
Oh
it's just
no.
like
Yeah.
bad thing after
Yeah.
bad thing. Well, we ran inside zone 17 times and scored a 99-yard drive,
Dang right.
touchdown.
Dang right.
Boom. Then we kick it off. Then we get the ball, pick six.
Dang right.
Boom. Then we get a 3 and out. And then we're another, I believe we ended that game. We won 31-30. Huge game, huge victory. Man, and I believe we had 3 95+
Dang right,
yard
dude.
drives.
Dang right.
And we
That's
were
awesome.
in the second half, man, we were 4 for 4 on fourth downs.
Dang right.
Yeah,
Heck
and
yeah.
our game-winning touchdown with 18 seconds left to take the lead by 1 was on a fourth down.
Dang right, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Dang right.
Mhm.
Dang right. Well, let me say this. Mine is going to be I was in high school. We played the ARP Tigers. You ever heard of the ARP Tigers?
I have not.
Okay, no big deal. This is back in the 90s. What year were you born?
I was born in 1997.
Okay, this is 1997. This is the year of your birth.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good year.
I was a junior in high school and we played the ARP Tigers and they were just unbelievable. And same thing, we beat them. And it was a big, big deal. They were ranked like number 4 in the state or something like that. And back in those days, only 2 teams went to the playoffs. And yeah, it was unbelievable. As a coach, there's been a few. Um, I would say here in Melissa, beating Gilmer was a big deal for the community. And then beating Argyle
Yeah.
was a bit the first time we beat Argyle was a big one too. And then I mean, bro, I mean like when we opened the stadium and
Oh man, that's gotta be awesome.
yeah, we played Argyle. Yeah, and that too was a big memorable game.
Yeah.
So, um, all right. I mean, you're a young guy, okay, but you've been coaching a little while now. I mean, what advice would you give to young aspiring coaches that want to get into the profession?
Uh, think first. Give me 2 seconds.
No, you're good, man.
I would say, A, do some research and figure out if you really want to do this because it's a grind. I
Mhm.
mean, you got to be a special somebody to do this. And B, be a sponge. Be a sponge and listen to people who have been doing this for a long time and basically try to find that mentor. Try to find someone to mentor you that you kind of want to aspire to be. I mean, that's in life, man.
Right,
I mean,
absolutely.
that's as a player,
Right,
that's as a coach. If you're in the business, what doesn't matter what you're doing, you need to find somebody that you want to be in
right.
their shoes and freaking do what they do.
I think that, just because of the fact that you're good at Madden or, you have coached some little league championships or whatever the case may be, you think that that makes me a good coach. And people don't understand um, and this is be my advice is you need to talk to somebody like you said first because there's so much more into coaching than what people know. People go and see a Tuesday night baseball game or a Thursday night JV game or a Friday night football game or a Friday night basketball game or whatever the case may be, but they have no idea what is going on the rest of the time. They see that they think, this is it. Whereas, as a coach, you have so many hats that you're wearing. It's not just, hey, we're going to come up here and we're going to draw on the board and we're going to come up with a perfect game plan and the plays and whatnot. And yet, yeah, I mean, there is just so much going on that you got to be prepared for. But it is the most fulfilling thing
Oh yeah.
that you can experience. Um, and people talk about winning and losing, and obviously we want to win every single game. But it's about when that kid has a moment and um, he's got it. And I'm not talking about the scheme, but I'm talking about like he's figured out like life a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Confidence.
Yeah, dude. And you see that change and you see them kind of transforming into this great person. And then obviously, dude, like when I mean, you're a young kid. I got kids I coach that are 40, 40. But you see them as they get longer in life and just how great they're being. And that makes you proud. Obviously, you had a very small percentage of that to do with their life and whatnot, but you had some,
Yeah.
you know, and they're all your kids, and you worry about them, and you love them. and you're up late at night praying for them. There's just a lot to it that people don't get and don't understand. So, but with that being said, I want to thank my man Trevor Van Dam. What are you going to do this weekend, bro?
I'm gonna do some research.
On. Oh my God.
Van Dam. What's his first name? Starts with a J.
Jean.
Jean.
Jean-Claude. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Van Dam.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Got it. Still in my
So
head.
he's got some of the greatest movies in the history of movies, bro. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Give me one movie. One movie.
Bloodsport.
Okay. I've seen that movie.
Kickboxer. You seen Kickboxer?
I have not seen Kickboxer. I've seen Bloodsport, though. I may have seen it. I don't know.
Dude, Time Cop is classic, too. But, yeah. Trevor Van Dam. Thank you to Trevor Van Dam. Thank you to Max, Mr. Kramen, and all of his students for all they do for the podcast. And thank you guys for listening. And same time next week. This is Coach Nally for the Dang Rad Podcast.